While enjoying a rare break aboard a luxurious yacht off the Florida coast, President Trump is unexpectedly confronted by a bold yacht captain who challenges him on ending birthright citizenship, asking, "You want to end birthright citizenship? Mr. President, but what about your own family?" The sharp question stuns everyone on board, sparking a heated debate. The trip, initially meant to be a relaxed outing with wealthy real estate mogul Gerald Hensley to discuss business, quickly turns tense as Secret Service agents stay alert, watching closely from the yacht's edge. At the helm stood Captain Traci Rogers, a seasoned mariner known for her precision and professionalism, qualities that made her the ideal choice to steer a yacht carrying such a high-profile guest. With calm confidence, she navigated the peaceful waters, her grip steady on the wheel. Traci had been following the national debate over Trump's push to end birthright citizenship, a policy granting citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil. The issue struck a personal chord. Her own family had deep immigrant roots. Aware of Trump's heritage, with a Scottish mother and German grandparents, Traci couldn't help but reflect on the irony as she guided the vessel forward. The more Traci thought about it, the more it stirred something inside her. Trump was in the middle of talking to Gerald about a new resort project when she turned slightly, her voice cutting through the conversation. "Mr. President, I have a question for you." Trump paused, surprised by the interruption, and turned to face her. Gerald raised an eyebrow but stayed silent while the Secret Service agents subtly shifted their focus to the captain. "Go ahead," Trump said, his tone firm but curious. Traci didn't hesitate. "You want to end birthright citizenship, Mr. President, but what about your own family? Your mother was born in Scotland. Your grandparents were German immigrants. If your policies had existed back then, would you even be here leading this country?" The question hit like a thunderclap. Gerald's eyes widened. The agents exchanged quick looks, but Trump didn't flinch. He crossed his arms, a faint smirk on his face, and stepped closer to the helm. "That's a good question, Captain, a very good question. But let me tell you something," Trump began, his voice full of his trademark confidence. "My family came here the right way. They worked hard, built something incredible, and earned their place in this country. What I'm talking about with birthright citizenship is a completely different situation. Believe me, we've got people coming in and exploiting the system. It's a national security issue, a big one." Traci kept her eyes on the water, hands steady on the wheel, but her voice was calm and firm. "With all due respect, Mr. President, that sounds like a double standard. Your family benefited from the same laws you're now trying to change. How? Is that fair to the families today who are trying to build a life just like yours once did?" Trump's smirk faded slightly, but he didn't back down. "Fair? I'll tell you what's fair, Captain. Protecting American citizens first. Making sure this country isn't overwhelmed by people who don't respect our laws. My parents respected the laws. They didn't sneak in and drop a baby to game the system," Trump said sharply. Traci shook her head, her voice steady but respectful. "But that's exactly the point, Mr. President. Birthright citizenship isn't about how someone got here. It's about the child. The innocent child born on this soil. My grandfather came here from Ireland with nothing. Because of that law, my father became a citizen, and now I'm here, steering this yacht. Are you saying my family didn't deserve that chance?" Trump raised a hand, gesturing with emphasis. "I'm not saying that at all, Captain. I respect your story. It's a great story. But times have changed. We've got millions crossing the border, and we can't keep handing out citizenship like candy. It's costing us billions, and it's a security threat. We need control, total control." Gerald, quiet until now, spoke up to ease the tension. "I think what the President means, Captain, is that we have to prioritize our resources. It's about making the system fair for everyone." Traci didn't look at Gerald. Her eyes stayed on Trump. "I understand resources, Mr. Hensley, but this isn't just about money. It's about values. If we start deciding who gets to be American based on their parents' status, aren't we abandoning what this country is supposed to stand for?" Trump stepped closer, his voice rising. "What this country stands for is strength, Captain. Strength and security. We're not abandoning anything. We're making America great again, and that means fixing a broken system. You don't know. The half of it, the crime, the drugs, the gangs coming across. I'm doing this to protect people like you, believe me. Traci fired back without missing a beat. But what about the children, Mr. President? The ones born here who had no choice in where their parents came from? Are you saying they're a threat too? Traci asked. Trump waved a hand dismissively. I'm saying we need to look at the big picture, the biggest picture. We're working on solutions, okay? I've got the best people, the smartest people, and we're going to figure out a way to handle this without losing control of our borders. But birthright citizenship, the way it is now, it's a disaster, a total disaster. Traci kept her voice steady, but her words were sharp. So, what's the solution, Mr. President? If you end birthright citizenship, what happens to those kids? Are they deported with their parents? Do they grow up stateless? Because I've seen what happens to people without a country. It's not something you want to imagine. Trump paced a few steps across the deck, his tone resolute. We're not going to leave kids stateless, all right? That's not who I am, and you know it. We'll build a system, a great system, where we vet the parents, make sure they're here legally, and then we decide. It's common sense, Captain. Pure common sense. My family went through the process, and so should everyone else. Traci responded firmly. But vetting parents doesn't change the fact that the child is born here on American soil. That's exactly what the 14th Amendment guarantees. Are you saying we should just ignore the Constitution? Trump stopped pacing and turned to face her directly. The Constitution is a great document, the best. But it was written a long time ago, Captain. A very long time ago. We're living in a different world now, facing different problems, and we have to adapt. I'm not ignoring the Mr. President. If your mother had been turned away because of a policy like this, where would you be today? Traci asked. Trump's expression tightened, but his voice remained controlled. My mother wouldn't have been turned away, Captain. She came here legally and followed the rules. That's the difference, a big difference. I'm not against immigrants. I love immigrants, the good ones, the ones who contribute and make America better. But we can't keep the door open for everyone, not anymore. Traci pushed back, her tone unwavering. Legal or not, Mr. President, birthright citizenship isn't about the parents. It's about the child. You're avoiding the real issue. What happens to the kids born here if you end this policy? Trump raised his voice slightly, more forceful now. I'm not dodging anything, Captain. I'm giving you the real answer, the best answer. We'll take care of the kids, all right? We'll make sure they're safe. But we're not going to let people keep exploiting our laws. My administration is working on it, and we're going to get it right. Better than anyone else ever could. You'll see, it's going to be fantastic, Trump said confidently. Traci shook her head, her voice calm but firm. I hope so, Mr. President, but I'm not convinced. Taking away birthright citizenship feels like a step backward, not forward. It's personal, for me and for millions of others who wouldn't be here without that law. Trump threw his hands wide, his voice booming. It's not a step backward, Captain, it's a big step forward for America. We're fixing what's broken, and I'm the best one to do it. Believe me. I get that. You're worried about the kids, and I respect that. But we'll make sure everything works out. It's going to be better than ever, Traci responded. I'll believe it when I see it, Mr. President, but I can't stop thinking about the families who'll get caught in the middle while you're figuring it out. That's not fair to them. Gerald stepped in, trying to ease the tension. I think we can all agree the President has a tough job, Captain. Maybe we should focus on enjoying the rest of this trip. Trump nodded slightly, but his mind still seemed fixed on the debate. His eyes stayed locked on Traci, even as Gerald looked on. We're here to relax, but I'll tell you this, Captain, I hear you, I really do. And I'm going to make sure we get this right. It's going to be great. You'll see. Traci didn't respond, her focus returning to steering the yacht, though the tension between them still hung in the air. Trump turned back to Gerald, picking up their earlier talk about the resort project, but there was a new edge of determination in his voice, as if Traci's words had struck a chord, even if he wouldn't admit it. The yacht sailed on, the coastline, faintly visible ahead as the debate came to a close. Trump gave Traci a final nod from the deck before heading below with Gerald, leaving her at the helm to navigate the waters ahead. If this moment made you think about America's future, don't forget to subscribe to Legendary Stories for more debates that spark real conversations. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about birthright citizenship? Let's keep the discussion going.